good because I was just telling Carl Nelson yesterday, he does the Carl Nelson show here, how great it is when hosts can come together, share like-minded initiatives, pull each other in, and try to build from that, because unity is not a strong point of Baltimore City. Mm-hmm. You know, we're not just like deep diving down into some of the core and the root issues. We just kind of take a surface and, you know, lay back. But I always tell people the consequences of our laziness is other people being affected. So, you know, some of the things that you do, definitely put it out there, because I know people follow you, keep up with you, and some of the things that you're dealing with. I think of Leo Burrows a lot. I think of a lot of time Doc Cheatham. Like, you guys really be dealing with not only, you know, just some of the things that we're dealing with every day, but when it comes to the corruption and some of the ill behaviors of people that we're supposed to be able to trust, and you just bring it out there. I mean, like, you just being a little troublemaker. I'd stick your hand out. I'm gonna pop you on your head.
I'll break.
I'm gonna pop you on your head. You break the trouble. So you breaking the trouble, you know, and some of the things that you're currently working on, you know, definitely keeping us in the loop. Thank you for coming back, because again, you know, I want to be able to bring things to the surface, not only as a homeless advocate. I really know we have a lot of resources within each other when it comes to being a strength in numbers. A lot of our missions are different, but they are around some of the same issues. Our people being mistreated, mismanagement of funds, and people acting inappropriately when they are assigned to do certain things. Just like I say about the homeless, like, we got all of these programs and entities out here to work on the homeless, but it's like they're not reaping the benefits of it. You know, I'm still seeing them struggling. You know, just this morning, I got 2 people that got eviction notices. I'm like, how y'all get eviction notices when y'all in a program that took you from under the bridge? Because somebody is not watching the oversight. Somebody not seeing what's going on, because these individuals was under the bridge occupying it like 2 years ago, and they was a part of the big movement when we had individuals set up with different housing programs. But now for them to get eviction, I'm like, y'all been there 2 years and nothing? You're getting evicted. It's like they're dropping the ball, and when they dropping the balls at this level, you're subjecting individuals back to the streets. So we got to keep an eye on things, outsiders. So welcome in, you know, and touch bases on some of the things that I know that you have been on fire about, you know, with dealing.
I've been looking at things before I get started, because I just want to make, I guess you would call it an announcement. I just want to make it clear. The last time I was here, there was a young man who called in named Eric. Now, Eric dropped the call. So I know a lot of very high-profile folks are listening to this broadcast right now. So I'm putting it out there for Eric. Eric, if you want to call back in, I know who Eric is, but Eric, if you want to call back in, he may be busy in his office with his little suit and tie on, entertaining a male guest. So I don't know what Eric's doing. And if Eric wants to have his moo-moo-wearing mommy call in for him because he doesn't have the stones, you can go ahead and do that too. So I'm here. Go ahead and bring the call in. But what I want to say, Christina, is what is going on, and I'm going to drop a bombshell. I'm going to drop a bombshell because I do my homework. And I bring the receipts. Anything I say, and understand this, folks, everybody who's listening, when I say something, I've got the receipts, Daddy-O. Okay, so if I'm not just saying it to be saying it, or innuendo, or
you done did your research.
I do my research, and I am par excellence at researching.
And that makes a lot of sense, because a lot of times when things, you know, I think as a host, you know, I think about Donnie Glover, like great researcher, of work and when you're speaking on things, because people have a tendency of getting on the radio and they would want to be confrontational with you publicly, but privately they like, yeah, you know, they understand what you're talking about. So, you know, again, it's always great to have you on to be able to address some of these issues around Baltimore City.
I've got a bombshell.
Okay. So the bombshell is going to shell down.
I got a bombshell.
All right.
Here's the thing. Okay, I looked at what was going on with Baltimore in financial scandals. What are the big ones? What are the ones that stand out? Number one.
Financial scandals.
Financial scandals in Baltimore City.
Wow.
Now, I looked it up, and I love using this AI, artificial intelligence. You can look up anything. And they have an overview.
And some of it's public information.
It's great. Yes, it is. Yes. So I looked it up. Number one, with a bullet, is the Healthy Holly book scandal. That's number one. That's the number one financial scandal ever in Baltimore City.
Wow.
With Mayor and what went on with Healthy Holly, and I have inside information on how all of that came about, but I'm not going to go over that.
Wow, that's the number one scandal?
Number one, and and we know the consequences. Okay.
What, you got the top 10 list there?
She ended up in the clink. Okay. Number two is the LIBOR scandal with the fraud with the banks, and several major banks, including Barclays, Bank of America, HSBC, JP Morgan, and UBS, were accused of manipulating the London interbank offer rate LIBOR, which is what I used to do. I was in the mortgage business. And a key interest rate used in financial contracts in Baltimore filed a suit. Now that was number two financial scandal. And number three was, and I don't know if you remember this, Christina, and your audience, remember they were holding the city hostage with the cyber attack. Remember?
Oh, yeah, the cyber attack.
And identity theft. And that led to 1 point. Now here's the number: 1.5 million from Baltimore City, and that was number three. Now, what I'm going to tell you, folks,
I'm surprised, like the school system haven't made it on there.
No. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
There's been so many big.
Well, I got a bigger one.
It's been so many issues that, you know, we really should keep our mind focused on, especially when it comes to the schools and, I think that was something.
Those are the three.
Okay, I'm going to let you stick to your three.
Now, this affects you, and this affects everyone who's listening. Now, the wheels are in motion. I want to let everyone know the wheels for the situation are in motion. There's allegedly,
Allegedly, I like that word.
Millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of fraud that have been committed within the Baltimore city limits. Now, I can't get into...
Is it behind the walls of City Hall?
I can't get into who it is.
You call it behind the walls of City Hall, you know.
I'll tell you this much, everyone. It's coming out. The wheels have been started, and the wheels are in motion. Best to believe it. And this has been going on for some time now, years. And the city residents have been built out of millions and millions and millions. It makes Healthy Holly look like a popsicle stand theft. Okay. And allegedly the folks that are involved in this do include, or may include, I'll be more specific, former mayors, former president of city council, and others as well. This is what's going on right under your noses. You have allegedly been built out of millions and millions and millions of dollars. And the folks, I can say this much. I can give you a little bit of a clue. I just did, but the folks who are involved in this, they're still in government agencies, they're elected officials, and they may be listening right now, Christina.
Now, if they listen to me, they better listen to Dollar Sign Real Kid Network.
Oh, and here's the thing, Christina. Your organization and the other organizations, you had on WOLB, Faith Leach was on, I believe, a Jason show. Okay. And the
very interesting
asked,
character.
She got off that line before I could get to her. She ran off there. Oh, I have a meeting. Sure you did, Faith. Now, here's the thing. I wanted to ask the question of Ms. Leach, how much money, because she's talking about all these programs and millions of dollars have been given to this nonprofit and that nonprofit, and she's just going on and on and on, and the young lady speaks so fast. But here's the thing, how much of that money went to Christina Flowers, to organizations like Marla Hargrove? You see what I'm saying? Other organizations that are out there that are nonprofits that have been working hard. I believe Guardian Angels as well. And other organizations. How much of those funds, Ms. Leach, went to those organizations and Yolanda's PEBTS, her organization as well, Yolanda.
Leaders of yes.
And the answer was zero, not dime one. Now maybe some of that money, or maybe you didn't get any money, is because of the millions and millions and millions of dollars that are really not there allegedly and went somewhere else. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why you didn't get it.
They got my check in the mail.
Maybe they didn't.
They put my check in the mail. We're going to talk about my check when we come back, because it does make sense. Maybe Faith Leach didn't remember, but, just like this morning, it was a great, interesting thing. Ebony Thomas, our city solicitor, I want to know, is she really for the people? But we're going to hold these thoughts. 410-481-1010. It is a line open for you when we return. Don't touch that dial.